Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. This is an evidentiary video. And we had some rain last night. A little bit of wind, but not that much. I have a full 55-gallon water barrel here, placed here, and the criminals tipped it over. Do you have any idea how heavy that is? 55 gallons of water. They tipped over and completely emptied. They emptied a 55-gallon. Look at this. Water. They have damaged every one of my water barrels. They dented this water barrel. They dented it on the bottom so that it no longer holds water. They did it with every water barrel. I have invested so much money on water barrels, like this one here. And they sliced the hose, deliberately rusted it. No, this happened the first year that I had it. This is stainless steel. They did it with that one. They did it with the water barrel, 55 gallons in front of the chicken coop. This is all deliberate sabotage against not only my water supply. I mean, look at what they did to my hot water heater. Within 6 months, they burnt out the coils in my hot water heater. Twice. I have no hot water. I come out here now, and this is what they did. This is what the losers do. This is their Friday night fun games on Lorraine's homestead. Yes, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please hit the thumbs up and get the message out there that community stalkers, community-based agents, operatives, private contractors, with the help of the Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff's Department is aware and supports, including the county prosecutor, knows all of these things that are going on and does nothing to prevent it. They go along to get along. They violate their oaths. This is another thing that they do. They like to cut the bark off of my seats from my trees. They deliberately slice the bark. But anyway, I'm going to have to support this and see. There's, let me see. I'm going to tell you in a minute. Oh no, there's no water in it at all. No water. Do you have any idea how heavy 55 gallons of water is? It is so heavy. They actually deliberately tipped this over. There's no way that somebody can tip this over. They also deliberately wrecked the side of these buildings here. This was done deliberately. This was actually done over the summertime. They want to make it appear as if it's happening naturally when it's deliberate. They are deliberately destroying my property. Deliberately destroying it, knowing I'm going to sell it. This hole, they did this over the summertime. Both of these. You see this? I guarantee the former owner, Travis Sparks, he built this village after his wife died to keep himself busy. He's rolling around in his grave. He's horrified at what these criminals have done to his work. Oh, and I'll tell you here, the Freemasons, the Three Masons, this is their symbol. And this is how they cut into the wood here. They cut this, shaved it, cut it, sliced it with their little V. And here's their Deluminati eye. This is all deliberate. They deliberately rust the stainless nails and spikes and stuff. This is what they do deliberately to a property. None of this existed last year. They did all of this. They know that I'm going to be selling the property. I'm going to be gone. Because this is a very desirable location for all those people that want to strategically relocate. Jackson County, Kentucky would be the place. Very low property taxes. You can get a lot for your money here. You can have firearms, you can have chickens, you can have goats, pigs, cows. You can have anything that you want here. Oh, and yeah, the people around here, they love to breed animals. Yeah, they're really good. Hi, Popcorn. You want to go back in the house? It got a little chilly out, huh? You want to come back in? And this is what they did to my Chase Lounge, too. They started doing this over the summertime. They cut holes in here. They want to make it appear as if my animals did it. But let me tell you, folks, I had this in New Jersey. It was in mint condition. I brought it here. It was in mint condition until last year. Last year, they destroyed it. Last year, because they know that I call them out on everything that they're doing. I guess they don't like me calling them out. Well, this is what happens when you torture innocent people for profit. No, I'm not going to plan any kind of heist or crime or whatever, but I am going to continue to report the crimes that are going on here. I'm going to call out the Sheriff's Department for going along to get along. Jackson County Sheriff's Department, yeah, you, yeah, Daniel, yeah, you're good. Good, you were the deputy in the last reign of terror with Sheriff Paul Hayes, who can't even retire. He retires in like a year to the date. He goes to work at the local high school. Give somebody else the job. What is it about these people around here? They don't retire? Here comes a community stalker. Oh, yeah. Yeah, go slow it up. Slow it up. You'll be part of my video. How much are you getting paid to drive by today? But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to show you that evidence that not only did it tip over, they tipped over the 55-gallon water to deliberately remove the water. That could not fall over. There's no way that could fall over unless it was done deliberately. And there has been an all-out assault on my water supply here, between them siphoning the water in the creek behind my house or rerouting it, deliberately cutting the hoses. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 7 55-gallon water catchments, and they have ruined every one of them. Every one. Between the hoses, between kicking them off their bases, deliberately sabotaging the downspouts, and then when I repair it, they destroy it again. They've taken down solar lights, stolen solar lights. They think it's funny. It's not funny. There's nothing funny about destroying somebody's life. Nothing. But I will be selling this property. And just for the record, for anybody that's out there that's listening to this, I'm currently selling 3.1 surveyed acres of land that is elevated. I have cleared a portion for building, specifically for building. It is a very pretty piece of land. Then I've got one across the street, 1.3 acres. I was originally told it was 1.67 acres, but unfortunately I think my land surveyor was a sellout. I think he sold his soul to the devil. So it's somewhere between 1.43 and 1.67 acres. It's that, all that land across the street, all of that. It's long, and on the left-hand side there was a small schoolhouse that was once there that miraculously ended up on my neighbor's property. I still can't figure out how it got there. But the original one was torn down, and then a new one was built, and then the new one moved from my property to theirs. Again, still can't figure out how that happens, why it happens, and when it happened. I'll probably never know. But that's what happened. But I want to show you here, once again, this is what goes on in Jackson County, Kentucky, eastern Kentucky. This was deliberate. All the water is gone. They deliberately knocked down this water catchment, threw it on the floor. So anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. I'll have another video for you later today. I've been busy cooking, cleaning, goofing off a little bit, watching some videos. I've noticed that some TikTok creators that then moved to YouTube have suddenly disappeared. I'm not going to go into who they are, but it's just curious to me how so many of them have. I don't know if they got shut down, if they intentionally took down their channels. I'm not even finding them on TikTok anymore. So I'm not sure what the story is. If you've experienced this, please leave a comment down below. I've also noticed that some homesteaders and farmers out there have been creating videos about bizarre things happening on their property between farm animals and here comes another stalker, between farm animals disappearing or trespassing their property. Yeah, that's a red, I don't know, looks like a Tahoe. Looks brand new. And they've been having some odd occurrences on their properties. Now, you know, as a person who's targeted, it's taken years to kind of figure out what was happening and realizing that it was being done deliberately to me. And now watching these other videos, these YouTubers that are kind of writing off these incidences as, well, they're just, you know, it's just something that happened. It's sort of like a YouTube creator. I'm not going to say his name because he's a lawyer. A YouTube creator mentioned in one of his recent videos that he sent some books, you know, media rate. Books are really heavy, but the books are allowed to go media rate for a lower rate. The books never got to his intended destination. The box was returned empty to him, and the contents were removed, gone. So now normally somebody would just dismiss it as my contents disappeared. But we're not talking about like one book. I think he said it was like a dozen books. That's a lot of content to just suddenly disappear and then have your box returned to you as having been opened and undelivered. So he lost all the money on the sales of that book, but nobody could tell him why it was opened, why it was resealed. It was resealed also. It was resealed. That I need to leave, put that back in there. Why it was resealed and why the contents were not returned to him. It's one thing if it were returned to sender because of the lack of postage or something like that. Here comes number 3, remote rural Kentucky. Here. Number 3. But for the box to be opened, sealed, and the contents be removed is something that happens to a lot of targeted people. I know that my mother in New Jersey, when I lived in New Jersey, she was sending me some designer shoes that she didn't want anymore. She figured I could sell them on eBay, get some money for the cat rescue. She sent them to me in perfect condition. I opened the box and they were damaged. I sent her photos of them. She said, I didn't send them that way. Well, I looked at the box. The box had been sliced open from underneath. Excuse me. I've got a tickle in my throat today. And my throat is so dry. And no, this is not a perp cough. Sorry. And the criminals are probably doing it to me. But the box was sliced open from underneath. The shoes were deliberately damaged, placed back in the box, and resealed. And I received them damaged. And of course, my mother was in disbelief. Like, how could that happen? I know the way I sent those shoes to you. But when you start describing it to people, they think that it's bizarre. It doesn't happen. Who does something like that? Well, private contractors do. The government does. Criminals do this. It's a psychological operation. Yes, psychiatrists and psychologists are all behind this. They profile each targeted person. For years, they're following you, tracking you, watching your habits, what you like, what you enjoy, who your friends are, who your contacts are, what you do for a living, what you do for fun. And they use all of that against you to devise their torture program. And the torture program would be like, okay, well, she's trying to raise money for her cat rescue. Her mother sends her these designer shoes that would probably go for several $100s, right, each. But they destroy the heels or put a slice in them. So, I mean, that totally depreciates the value. It almost makes them unsellable, because I would not sell a pair of shoes with damaged heels. I mean, what would you do? You sell them for, what, $10? Or just donate them to another charity? So that's what they do. So I saw this YouTube creator mention this, and I mentioned it in the comments section. I said, that sounds like the tactics that happen to most targeted individuals. Well, I get some loser who has an account that's like 5 years old, leaves no comments for anybody except my comments. Troll, total troll, about how, oh, like, that seems delusional or whatever. I mean, you knew it was a perp. So I called that idiot out on it, blocked him from my channel, but called him out on it that you know, what the way you're describing my comments is so indicative of what a perpetrator would do. An online stalker, a cyber stalker. I said, mind your own business. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all. These are tactics of the criminals. They will open up your packages from the underside. Sometimes they'll even be so bold as to open it from the top and then deliver them opened. I've had many boxes delivered opened where some of the contents of my box, like from Misfits Market, has either been destroyed or just patently removed. So yeah, these are tactics used by these criminals. It's a psychological operation. But it's also designed to discredit the person, make it seem bizarre, unreportable. It's a form of harassment, taking up your time. Like now, I have no water in there. No water in that water barrel. Not even a drop. They totally emptied that water barrel, and we had so much rain, it was filled to the top. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. Probably get another cup of coffee, and I see Popcorn probably wants to go back in. It got a little chilly. We had a little bit of snow flurries, but I hope everybody's doing okay. Please hit the thumbs up. Help the channel grow. Also, I wanted to mention quickly, you know, I don't ask for donations for the work I do. I just kind of hope that you watch the videos to the ends, because watching the videos to the ends places the algorithms differently. And if you watch to the ends and you don't skip through all the commercials, I mean, there are usually maybe one that's maybe 30 seconds. If you could watch a 30-second commercial, we get a little bit of money for that. Just a little bit, you know, on a monthly basis, we might get $70 to $80. And all of it gets donated to the cats. To their expenses and their bills and stuff, and of course all the damage that happens here that needs to be repaired. So if you can watch my videos to the end, even if it's in the background, even if you're not even listening to it, and also don't scroll, you know, at least listen to a couple of the advertisements to the end. I really appreciate it. You're doing it for free, and you know that I'm not going to beg for donations and stuff like that, but anybody who wants to donate, you can donate a Chewy.com gift card. We now have a CashApp, which is, you know, the $ FreyasCatRescue. And we have a PayPal, me, at FreyasCatRescue. We have the Buy Me a Coffee, or Buy Me a Can of Cat Food. And we are Chewy.com partner. So we have a Chewy.com wish list. So if you just want to purchase some cat food for us, they'll automatically send it to us, and I really appreciate your support. And I hope everybody's having a good day, and I just want you to see the evidence of vandalism on my rural Kentucky farm.